What is going on, everybody? This is NexusComplex, and thank you for joining me and watching what will be Game 1 of my Season 2 in the Reasonable Pokemon League. We're playing someone that we played before in Lemonboi. He was also a coach last season. We had a very good matchup. Not having G-Maxes will probably change the way we play it, but Lemonboi knows his stuff. From playing him last year, he's definitely pretty good at prepping. I don't think I'm going to be able to take any of the games this season lightly. All the coaches are good within their own rights, the ones that I've played. And from what I've seen from the replays of people already posted, this is going to be a tough season. I don't think there's going to be a single game on the schedule where I'm like, oh, look at this easy win. And hopefully I'm not that for anybody else. That would not be ideal. Maybe that's why I don't see everyone as an easy win, because I'm the easy win. Son of a bitch. Alright, well that changes the perspective of this season, I guess. Anyways, Lemonboi and the Thespian Thievuls have some really good Pokemon on their team. And I see a lot of synergy with the way this team can play. So I think it's going to be a tough challenge, a tough opening challenge here. So they have two S-tier Pokemon, the first being Ferrothorn. If you played any competitive Pokemon at all in your life since Ferrothorn has been released, you have come across one of these bad boys. They are difficult to get around. Usually fire. Kill it with fire. But I could see a way where it could live a fire attack. But the 4 times weakness is like a big red target on its back. But generally, if you have a Ferrothorn, you don't let it get hit with fire. So, generally keeps it alive. Ferrothorn is really good at what it does. It can wear you down with spikes, leech seed. Gyro Ball is a really good attack on it because it's one of the slower Pokemon in the meta. Steel typing is awesome. Grass typing is not bad. So Ferrothorn is there to wear you down and wear your team down. And if it doesn't like the matchup, but you can't do anything to it, it'll probably force you out with Leech Seed. So Ferrothorn is difficult to handle. Next up is Cinderace, who he doesn't even have Libero yet, and he's already one of the more popular starters to ever be in the competitive format, just because of the move Court Change and his high physical attack. So I can only imagine when he gets like Protean, essentially, that Greninja had when he gets Libero, how ridiculous he's going to be banned, like 100%. I don't think there's any way that he's not banned by Smogon rules. But good thing VGC doesn't follow Smogon rules, so get ready to see Cinderace on a ton of VGC teams once Libero gets released. But Cinderace is going to hit you hard with Pyro Ball. It likes to U-turn out. It has Court Change, so worst comes to worst, if you don't have a hazards clear, Court Change will send those hazards right back to the other side of the field. He's fast and he hits hard. There's not much else to say about him. He gets some good moves. He gets like high jump kick. He's a good physical attacker. You always have to be on your game when Cinderace comes out. Next Pokemon we're talking about is Sylveon, who I wanted to draft. Sylveon is a really good Pokemon. Fairy typing is great. It is honestly probably, I would say probably the best type in the meta right now. It's really, Poison and Steel are what it's weak to. Poison, really you see more poison on other moves to stop Fairy. So Sylveon is really good. It has Wish. So it can heal itself. It knows it can learn Mystical Fire, Moonblast, Hyper Voice, because of Pixelate turns Hyper Voice into a Fairy move. You could even turn Hyper Beam into a Fairy move, which I had a kit like that in another league. Oh, it annihilated a Hydreigon. oh my gosh, it was amazing. So yeah, Sylveon is good and bulky. It can do a lot of good things, and it can heal its teammates. It doesn't get heal bell like Umbreon, at least I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But it can still do Wish and, you know, Protect, Mystical Fire, and generally Moonblast or Hyper Voice or something like that to get that Fairy Stab. And it can take hits. So next up is Noivern, who I really, really like, and I wish Noivern was a little bit better of a Pokemon because I just think he looks so cool. He's a Bat Dragon, which is awesome, and he has Infiltrator, so, you know, you do stuff like Substitute or Screens or Reflect, and he's just going to hit you hard anyways. He's pretty quick, but he's frail. I kind of think that Dragapult's what Noivern should have been. He gets Boom Burst, Draco Meteor, can U-turn out. Noivern has the potential to be really good, but he has to be put into the right situation, which is why he's not an S tier or even an A tier. But at B tier, he's still really good, and you have to watch him if you're not prepared. Now we get into two other good support Pokemon that could cause problems in their own rights. The first being Galar Corsola. Galar Corsola is really annoying to play against if you don't know it's coming. It learns Strength Sap, which just destroys physical attackers. It can take really good hits. It can burn you with Will-O-Wisp. It can set Stealth Rocks. It'll hit you with Nightshade. And if you can't use Knockoff to get rid of the Eviolite, good luck killing this thing if you don't have anything that's directly super effective against it. And even if you do, still, good luck. Oh, did I mention that I think it gets Recover? It gets some form of recovery. It can recover itself besides Strength Sap, I'm fairly certain. So yeah, Corsola Galar sucks to play against. Really good pick by Lemonboi in hindsight, because I'd rather have it on my team than play against it. And then, a Pokemon that I've seen a lot more in doubles than I have singles, but it's still got a really good move in Psychic Surge, which puts up Psychic Terrain, and that is Indeedee. Or Indeedee? I don't know. Does anyone know? Probably Pokemon Company. Oh well. Anyways, Indeedee is a really good support Pokemon, predominantly, but it kind of reminds me of, like, if Aldino didn't have as much bulk but could attack. That's what a Indeedee is, and they kind of look similar too. That's probably why I think that. It's probably not anywhere close. I'm just talking out of my ass. I literally have just the list of Pokemon in front of me, not anything about their stats. So take what I say with a grain of salt. This is all just what I'm saying from playing Showdown and Switch games. You know, so I'm an expert. Anyways, Indeedee learns Psychic. It's got good special attack, and it can be bulky. So Indeedee is definitely something you have to be aware of. It's not the bulkiest Pokemon in the sets I've seen it run. It usually doesn't have much viability if it's hit with a super effective move. But if you don't have something like a Dark type or a Ghost type move, it can last for a while. So Indeedee is definitely something to look out for. The next Pokemon up is Lantern, Electric Water. Now this is a bulky boy. Lantern can take some hits. It gets Volt Absorb and Water Absorb. So whenever you play against a Lantern, you have to be on your game, because it could be the switch in for either water moves or electric moves. You don't know. You just have to guess. It also gets good special attack, which if you boost it with a Volt Absorb or a Water Absorb, well, Water Absorb heals it, but if you boost it with a Volt Absorb, it could be problems. It also gets decent coverage. It's not great in terms of the moves it can learn, but it'll surprise you with a couple moves that it will pull out every once in a while. But if you build it to be bulky, it can definitely cause some issues for a team that's not prepared for it. So now we get into what I think is a sneaky good pick in Pangoro. His abilities are all pretty good, so it could be something different each time you play against Pangoro. It gets Iron Fist, Mold Breaker, and Scrappy. So, hey, you want to hit ghosts? You can hit ghosts. You want to hit something that levitates? You can hit something that levitates. You want to just punch things with your fists as hard as you can? Well, shit, you can do that too. Pangoro brings a little bit of everything to the table. It gets the Elemental Punches, which is very nice to have a Pokemon with Iron Fist. It can learn Rain Dance and Sunny Day, which is nice. I don't know how well it's going to play in on the team that we're playing against this week, but it is good to know. Drain Punch, I think, is a move that really changes the way Pangoro plays, because he can actually heal himself and do a good amount of damage. He also gets Sludge Bomb and Outrage. Pangoro gets some pretty good moves, and he hits really hard. With a base 124 attack, he's kind of slow at 58 speed, but that is manageable. So Pangoro is actually a Pokemon that I wasn't scared of, but now I'm kind of worried about. So we should just move on to the next Pokemon, which is Choodle. Choodle is obviously the pre-evolution to Dreadnought. Choodle, I would have to imagine is using Eviolite, but that doesn't have to be what it does. There could be some other tech going on that I'm not thinking of currently. But Choodle basically, like most pre-evolutions, tries to do everything that Dreadnought does, but doesn't do it as well. So I'm really interested to see. I have never played against a Choodle in singles, so I'm really interested to see over the season what Lemonboi plans to do with it. And Lemonboi, if you watch this and you don't do anything with Choodle, tell me what you put it in the Discord of what you had planned for this thing, because I just want to see. I just want to see like what crazy stuff you had planned for it, or if it was just Eviolite. Like that's cool too. Don't like feel like you have to come up with some like crazy set because like I thought you were gonna do something ridiculous with Choodle. Like it's fine. So I don't. Basically, in summary, I don't know what the hell is going on with Choodle. Surprise me. Like, well, don't sweep me with it. Like, yeah, don't sweep me with it. Don't Pimp Night me or anything like that. Or Garbodors. Oh, don't Garbodors me. Yeah. All right. Last Pokemon is Hansen Alolan Dugtrio. Alolan Dugtrio, I don't think it's as good as regular Dugtrio. Really, regular Dugtrio just benefits from Arena Trap. Alolan Dugtrio has Tangling Hair. So, I mean, it could help in the long term by slowing a Pokemon down. But the problem with that is Alolan Dugtrio is so frail that if it gets hit with a physical move and it's the right physical move, it's probably going to die. So that one stage speed drop has to be worth it. I could also see something where it's like, Focus Sash, Revenge Kill, drops the Pokemon speed. But Alolan Dugtrio, it's kind of like regular Dugtrio. It is fast and it hits hard. But pretty much, if you hit it once, it's going to go down. You might have to hit it twice. So, I'd probably bring a priority move if you're going against one of the Dugtrios, just to stop that Focus Sash sweep, which I'm sure has happened to any of the coaches when we've been playing before. I'm sure at some point you got swept by a Dugtrio with Arena Trap or something in the right situation. So I know I kind of lost focus throughout the video at certain points, but basically the big thing to take out of this is the Thespian Thievuls have a good team. And if you had to make me guess who they were going to bring to play me this week, I would expect Ferrothorn, Cinderace, Sylveon, Pangoro, Corsola Galar. I think Lantern. I think Lantern would be good to bring. So those are the 6 I'll probably prep for. And hopefully I don't regret it. So yeah, we're going to get into the battle now through the magic of editing. Alright, getting into the battle, he leads with Corsola Galar. I had Salazzle. Thankfully he switched into Noivern, so I was able to Dragon Tail him out. Comes in Lantern, I want no parts of it. Nice double switch. Hits with a Draco. Seismitoad eats that up though. Gets some Toxic on Noivern. Ferrothorn comes out. That's going to be a big no from this guy. I don't want to get hit by a 4x grass move. So in comes Salazzle. So in the chat, which you can't see here, we winded up figuring out that this critical hit was super important. It had Assault Vest, and it probably would have lived that normally. And it knew Bulldoze, so it probably would have killed me, which would have changed the whole game. So that was a huge crit. Noivern comes back out with the toxic damage and the Dragon Tails. I've weakened him enough with Stealth Rocks and everything that he goes down to Sludge Bomb. Entity comes in, hits me with Trick, which I wasn't expecting, gives me the Choice Scarf. So Corviknight is now essentially neutered. Choice Scarf, Brave Birds. Lantern laughs at that. Back comes Corsola Galar against Seismitoad. I'm going to Toxic it because you got to wear this thing down. Sends out the Stealth Rocks. I don't want to get hit with anything like Will-O-Wisp. Hydreigon comes out. This is a really good play by Lemonboi. The Dazzling Gleam taking Hydreigon down. I was going to Nasty Plot set up on it. He called that very well. Makes Hydreigon irrelevant for this battle. I get my Rocks back out. Rock Slide does nothing. Now Seismitoad has been neutered. So 2 of my Pokemon are effectively support or situational now. I really regret not going Flamethrower here. I went Sludge Bomb because I wasn't thinking about typing, which is so smart to do in competitive battling. Thankfully the Toxic goes, he wants to get Salazzle, so that's fine. I'll trade Salazzle for Corsola Galar. Salazzle did its job. Entity comes back out. Tricks me in. I know what's going to happen, so I defog. I defog because I know that based on his team, he cannot set hazards up anymore. I can still set hazards. So I clear it on my side. Take the Psychic here. I knew I could live it. Toxic Entity. And since Smogon is great and you can see how much percentage it does to you on the side, I knew I'd live another. So at this point with Seismitoad effectively handicapped and attacking, I'm fine to Toxic and get some rocks up. And I get out to save a potential Toxic for another Pokemon. The Psychic gets Gardevoir relatively hard, but Gardevoir is a glass cannon. The critical hit on the Lantern really helps. Shadow Ball should not have done that much damage. Heal Bell by Lantern, I did not know it had that. So very good use of Lantern as a medic for the team. At this point though, I'm fine just Toxicking Entity and dying here with Seismitoad. In fact, the Toxic was actually a bonus. I thought I was just going to die to Lantern, so I wanted a free switch. So I'll gladly take the Toxic and go down. I'm just going to Moonblast, takes Entity down. Because of the rocks, Lantern's now in range. Moonblast takes Lantern down. And now it's just Cinderace. I knew it's going to resist Moonblast, but I don't want to switch into a Pyro Ball and get KO'd. So I'm going to Moonblast again after the missed Pyro Ball. The next one hits, kills Gardevoir easily. But now we have Focus Sash, Hitmonlee, who will close combat. And we will win the game in a hard-fought matchup. Lemonboi played really well. I enjoyed that game. It was a lot of fun. And there we go. The New York Nidokings are 1-0 starting the season. And hopefully we keep the momentum going forward. We have our game against Nico coming up. And hopefully we can win that one. Go to 2-0. But we'll see. I'm hopeful yet nervous. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you made it all the way this far through my ramblings and misconceptions and probably wrong information I gave you about the Pokemon and what they can do. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. This is NexusComplex. Out.